One of the big takeaways from my life so far is that people are really important. A lot of people talk about places like they're important, but in my opinion, places are just places. If I ever go back to somewhere that has mattered to me, but the people who were there at the time aren't there, it feels very hollow. It feels very empty. And money, in my opinion, is really just a resource. I think that money is valuable in that you need it to live. And people will say that having money isn't everything, but not having it is. I think that's very true. I think once you get to the point where you can sustain yourself, that's really just the value of money. I think that's where it should end. I don't think you should necessarily idolize trying to become as rich as you possibly can. And then positions of status and power, I think those tend to just be very prideful. I think that those aren't things that in the end you really get a lot of value out of as a person. I don't think it's necessarily super healthy to seek those things first and foremost either. But the things that I do think is super important is people. And I'm 23 almost. 2 days it's my birthday, so almost 23. And over the past 8 months, I've been living out in Seattle. And that was a really big move for me because originally I'm from Virginia. So I had to say goodbye to pretty much all of my close friends from high school, from college, just all the people I'd ever known growing up. I had to say goodbye to them when I moved out here. And that was pretty difficult. And I'm a pretty independent person. I'm very much about, I'm very self sufficient. And I'm good in circumstances where I have to be alone. But even for me, I realize just how important people are to me in moments like that, in moments when you have to say goodbye. So I moved out here, and long story short, I don't think that things really worked out here. I've made a lot of videos talking about how I feel like I'm in a time of trial almost, how it's been a rough past couple of months. There's definitely been a lot of highlights. There's definitely been a lot of really great moments, and things honestly have worked out pretty well. It's just a couple of things that I've come to realize specifically about myself and just the kind of balance that I want to live. I feel like I don't have it right now. And in order to pursue that, I'm going back home. So moved out to Seattle for 8 months. And now I have to say goodbye to all the friends that I've made out here. And it sucks once again. I mean, I feel like I've had to say goodbye to just way too many people in the past year. But I honestly do feel like I've made the right decision each time. And that's been hard. It's been hard to try and walk your own path and to try and have faith that everything's going to work out. But I feel like that's the kind of courage that you need to have when you want to pursue a life that is really the one you want to live. So I think that people are super important. I think that everywhere that I've gone, I've been super blessed and super fortunate to have just the friends and the family that I have. And the people back home and, in Virginia, the people out here in Seattle, they mean the world to me. And I just love them. What can I say?